I'm 45 female, have been married to my husband 42 male, for 6 years, together for 9. Our relationship has always been happy, and I love him. He's handsome, confident, fun, and I can't really believe that I'm considering him to be a potential cheater. It feels terrible. One of my husband's closest friends is a 23-year-old woman who he's known for 4 years. He met her because she asked him for directions. She was new to our city. He gave her a tour, and that was the start of it. The first year, the friendship was super normal. I was a bit jealous the first time I met her. She's beautiful, but my husband reassured me. The first year, they saw each other occasionally, but these past 3 years, they will usually see each other in the morning or for lunch, and then most evenings either alone or with their group of friends. Basically, he spends a lot of time with her, more than with me. A week ago, we went out with friends and family members to the bar for the evening. It was also open mic, and my husband has a very nice voice, so he went up on stage and sang Love in Portofino, a very intense love song, which is in her language, by the way. That was fine, but the problem is that the entire time, he looked straight at his friend. It was very awkward. I wasn't sure if it was just because he was tipsy, but after this incident at the bar, when we got home I decided to seriously confront him, and of course, he denied cheating. I don't have any evidence at all. I check his texts, WhatsApp, his photos regularly, but there's nothing. There's been a few suspicious factors, but they don't especially mean he is cheating on me. The first is that when I do join their outings, they're in their own world and talk non-stop, and I feel a little excluded. But again, that might just indicate a strong friendship. Another thing is that they're really hands-on, to the point where it's sometimes uncomfortable. On one occasion, his friend pointed to me and said, "Your wife is that way," kind of jokingly, so I know I'm not the only one who notices it. But once again, that could be because they're both Southern European, cultural to be a little touchy, and have a good friendship. He also gifted her one of his late mother's bracelets, which I got mad at him for, but he said that it doesn't matter because 1. He has no children to pass it on to, and 2. She's a special friend to him, which sounds valid but still makes me uneasy. There's been other small incidents which have made me question a little, but otherwise I can never say for sure. The song really pushed it though, and I don't know, I'm so lost. It's hard to know if I'm blowing this out of proportion, and if this is all innocent. I was advised that they might be involved with each other, but I'm so unsure. My sisters think it's romantic. One of my friends says it's probably sexual. Others say I shouldn't worry and that it's just like a strong father-daughter relationship. I should note this girl doesn't have a dad. I have no clue if it would be just him who likes her, or if this might be a mutual affair, etc. And don't even know if my suspicions are even valid. If he's prioritizing his relationship with her over his time with you, that's a huge problem. If she's spending that much time with him in return, she's interested too. And they're touchy-feely to the point of others commenting. They are both reciprocating each other, and it's disrespectful to you. Bottom line, he's not her father. She's not his daughter. He's not her boyfriend. She's not his girlfriend. You need to set hard boundaries in place with consequences. Your gut and everyone around you are telling you he's cheating. Just because he has good OPSEC and you haven't found evidence doesn't mean he isn't cheating. There are so many red flags here I can hardly decide what to address first. Personally, it would be a hard line that he cut off all communication with this girl and go complete no contact and see a therapist with you, or I'd be filing for divorce, and I'd allow no further gaslighting or discussion on the subject. I'd just lay out your boundaries and let him make his choice. He's in an affair with this girl. Period. They are in an affair. The best case scenario is that he neglects his spouse. The far more realistic scenarios all involve them having an affair. Unfortunately, now that he knows you're looking, it's likely he'll be even more careful. Sadly, there are entire subs dedicated to how cheaters keep their affairs secure. It's very possible for him to keep it hidden if he's savvy. What you've already described sounds like enough to get serious about divorce, or at least playing hardball with him. If you really need more evidence before taking that step, you might have to get extreme and use GPS trackers or PIs or something. But if you trust your spouse so little that you're at that point, is it even worth it? That's a call only you can make. This is intolerable for you, and that's what matters. The way he is behaving can be seen by others, who have mentioned it verbally to you as disrespect and as inappropriate, and violating the boundaries of your marriage. This is not okay with you, and you need to make it clear to your husband. Chances are, when you do this, he will deny everything, call you crazy and possessive, probably blame it on cultural differences and accuse of you of being closed-minded, and he will likely gaslight you till you give up. You have to be strong and enforce your boundaries, or else he will continue to flaunt his relationship with her in front of your face. Personally, I'd get with a lawyer first and get your ducks in a row, because after you put your foot down, he might see that time's up and he'll start getting his ducks in a row. So secure your rights, your money, everything. I sat my husband down to talk again and asked him to listen to everything I have to say without interruption. I told him I love him, told him how and why I felt his relationship with this young woman, cheating or not, is unacceptable and has made me uncomfortable. I told him the ways it has impacted our marriage, and that he needed to decide to either remove her from his life and seek to work on us, or I would get a divorce. His only reply to everything I said was, "I agree. It's time we divorce." Obviously, I started crying immediately. I asked him again if he cheated on me, and he admitted to an emotional affair and having kissed the girl. He answered all of my questions and proceeded to apologize for everything, and that it's entirely his fault. He then told me he would return later to collect his things and left. I'm shocked, and at the same time I'm not. It was stupid of me to expect any other answer than the one I got. But still, having to hear my husband so calm and unwilling to work on us even though I poured my heart out to him and was ready to give him a chance hurts me terribly. Even after the betrayal, I don't want to divorce him at all, and I'm scared for the future. I love him and I'm devastated he doesn't love me back. This is a nightmare. At the end of the day, I know he won't change his mind, so all I can do is accept. After he chose to go down the divorce pathway, he wasted no time and came with a friend to collect all of his stuff. It's strange not to have him home, and having had all his things gone so suddenly. I guess he's already been gone a long time, but it's just the empty space that really hits hard that this is real. It didn't help that I accidentally came across him and his new girl all loved up together in the town square. As some people mentioned might happen, it did. My friendships have taken a hit as well, because two of my closest girlfriends were aware of the affair the entire time and didn't tell me because their husbands asked them not to. So that was again so painful. I'm crying most of the time, thinking about memories, thinking about how much I want to confront the new girl, but also trying my best to think more positive thoughts and distractions. My family has been so supportive and so kindly. My nephew and sister-in-law have been around to comfort me. Not to mention my dog has been a huge help during these tough times, and I truly don't know what I'd do without him. I've been doing okay, and I'm sure I will get better in time. Sorry this has happened. The friends were not friends of the marriage. Rid them of your life. Concerning your soon-to-be ex-husband, once the Fantasyland unicorn farting Skittles romance comes back to reality, and they do, your soon-to-be ex will probably come crawling back. Kick him to the curb. Those two cheaters deserve each other. File now, protect yourself. Anybody that sticks by you and didn't cover for your soon-to-be ex-husband, who are in the dark just as you were. They are the people who truly give a crap about you that you need to keep around through this tough time. The last thing you need to be is alone. I think you need to distance from things that remind you of him while you work out divorce proceedings. Get in touch with your own lawyer, OP. Do it sooner than later. Long story short, we've been together for 6 years. 3 years ago, he started talking about a girl who worked at the coffee shop attached to his place of work. After a few months, he admitted to getting too close to her emotionally, describing that they were spending a lot of time talking to one another about the problems they were both experiencing in their relationships, but they decided to stop talking. I was devastated that he was seeking counsel from her and tried to break up with him over it. He convinced me to stay with him. He said they weren't talking, but then her name popped up on his phone while we went out to dinner shortly after that. He got upset that I confronted him and said that it's abusive for me to control who he does or doesn't talk to. I internalized everything. He never changed his behavior to make me trust him. I just had to put faith in everything he said and try to do the mental and emotional work on myself. I've had to fight every impulse to want to look through his phone. He guarded like a dragon guards a gem. Even if I'd simply ask who was calling, texting, he'd look annoyed that I even asked it. It made me feel like I was crazy. I never hid my phone from him and always used it openly around him. I explained that he could go on my phone whenever he wanted. However, that was never returned to me because he liked his privacy. I tried hard to trust him, but I always had a feeling to my core that he'd either done more than just getting too close or he'd do it again. I'd felt insecure a few times in our relationship that he didn't really post about me on social media. He did, but it was never explicit posts like I did. I just couldn't shake the feelings of inferiority at times. Fast forward to the present day. Things have been okay. We've been engaged for almost a year. Crazy things have been happening with my family and work, so I felt drained and too depressed to even think about planning a wedding. I saw him get a flirtatious message from a girl and confronted him about it. It ended up being an AI girlfriend simulator, and he showed it to me and then called me abusive since I brought it up when he wanted to have sex. One night following that, a few weeks ago, I had my D-Day. He'd gone to bed while I stayed up and watched a TV show. I looked over and saw he left his laptop open. The devil on my shoulder screamed for me to look. I gave in and looked. I went to his Instagram DMs and saw the messages with her. I didn't read everything, but I read enough to see that the girl he'd been getting too close with emotionally was coming over to his apartment, making love and spending nights with him. He even mentioned saving up to buy an engagement ring for her and building a life with her. I didn't feel rage. For the first time in years, a stillness came over me. It was the proof that I wasn't effing crazy after all this time. I laid on the couch that night. I was starting to feel scared about how I would confront him and kick him out. I was a little scared for my own safety, knowing that I'd seen rage from him before, and that he'd threatened to punch me. However, I felt confident that now I knew the truth. He couldn't twist it and convince me to stay. I eventually fell asleep. He got up and went to work without taking me to bed or giving me a goodbye kiss. I woke up and texted my best friend to let her know what I saw. She came over and helped me put all of his stuff in garbage bags. We made a plan for when I was going to get home and confront him, and that she'd be there to help me leave. Change of plans. He ended up going to his sister's house that night. He wasn't home when I got back from work, so I called him and told him he shouldn't come home, and that I knew everything that happened between him and the other girl. We threw his stuff outside and I left with my best friend to go to her place. He cried and begged me on the phone to try to work it out since he's changed. I said no. The fact that he wasn't honest about it from the get-go is disrespectful enough to me. I know that I was nowhere near a perfect person in our relationship, but I cannot bring myself to try to fix something that he obviously had no regard for, even if it was years ago or that he'd changed. He said he wanted to tell me, but was too scared he'd lose me, or that he was going to wait until I might not find it as big of a deal. Too bad. You shouldn't have made a conscious effort to entertain another relationship. I think I really dodged a bullet by breaking it off now instead of later when we were married and had kids. It's been over a week since we've split. He's been calling me, but I don't answer. His older sister visited me at my work and also tried to convince me to work it out with him. I apologized to her, but I also told her I cannot bring myself to move forward with him after he lied to me like this. The first 3 days, I would wake up and gag over my kitchen sink. I'm still feeling sad, angry and guilty, but I have to remember that I did not deserve a betrayal like this. I feel so free. Going no contact is the way. I was married to a serial cheater, and while it hurts now, you're better off without him, as these types don't stop. This other girl was likely part of his secret sensual basement, and you don't need a man like that in your life. They lie to all the women in their life and promise them things they don't mean. You didn't do anything to cause this and did nothing wrong. This is just who your ex is. Your reaction to betrayal trauma is a normal response. If you read the book Cheating in a Nutshell, it will explain that the first reaction one has to their cheating partner is disgust. If you take him back, he'll only continue to lie and cheat and say it didn't mean anything. He's abusive, selfish, and cruel. You're smart to stay away, and smart for knowing that you deserve so much better than him. He is a POS. The fact he told you he was getting too close to her, then proceeded to get closer to her, and made love with her while making love with you is disgusting, and then to act as if you are crazy whenever you wanted to see his phone. He a manipulative POS. Good for you knowing your worth. Next time trust your intuition and push harder, like show me the phone or we are over. Text him one last time saying you are blocking him. He knew what he was doing would ruin your relationship, but did it anyway. Say you haven't changed at all. You still the same POS that called me crazy and controlling, because I had a gut feeling and I was right. Think about what you have done next time you get into a relationship, because I will never take you back. If you carry on sending relatives to my place of work and harassing me, I will be forced to go to the police. You did this to us and I hope you regret it for the rest of your life. Then block him everywhere, phone, social media, the lot. Get friends to do the same. What a POS. You should never be with someone that gives you these type of feelings. You didn't deserve this and don't feel guilty. You didn't do anything wrong. He literally told this other girl he wanted to buy her a ring while there you are wearing his ring. You deserve someone who is going to be honest with you and not hide. The sister is an idiot for siding with him just because they are siblings. Wow. You are going to feel the death of your relationship with him, but you will be better once you come out the other side of this. Stay no contact. Block him if possible. You are better off without someone you can't truly trust. Thank you so much for watching till the end.